Marco secures junior driver's seat. Could end up being Perez's. Liberty Media puts Formula One up for sale to finance Moto GP purchase. Sauber is banned from using its own name but decides to defy and break Dutch law. These and all the latest Formula One news, here on F1 Today. Marco secures junior driver's seat at Red Bull. Young New Zealand talent Liam Lawson will be driving one of Red Bull's coveted cars in the 2025 season. Helmut Marko, Red Bull's senior advisor, has made it clear that Lawson, currently a reserve driver, will definitely have a place in the team next year. This news comes at a critical time, as Sergio Perez's performance has been the subject of intense speculation following a series of underwhelming results. Lawson, who already impressed when he temporarily took over the AlphaTauri seat in 2023 following Daniel Ricciardo's accident, failed to secure a permanent seat for 2024, but speculation surrounding his future has continued to simmer. Now, with Marco's assurance, the question is, will Lawson be alongside Max Verstappen in the main team, or will he take up a role at RB, Red Bull's sister team? The possibility of Lawson taking Perez's place could gain momentum as the second half of the year progresses. Perez, who started the 2024 season with 4 podiums in the first 5 races, has seen his form decline, with no better positions than 7th since the Miami Grand Prix in May. With Red Bull holding a comfortable lead in the Constructors' Championship until the Austrian GP, the Mexican's departure wasn't such a hot topic in the paddock, but with the threat of Mclaren and Mercedes, the pressure is on Perez to regain his previous form and justify staying with the team. The possibility of Tsunoda being promoted and Lawson taking the Japanese driver's seat in 2025 also exists, although Formula One insiders say there is some resistance at Red Bull to Yuki taking over the RBR seat, mainly because of his difficult temperament. Daniel Ricciardo, on the other hand, runs the risk, with the possibility of Perez staying, of ending up out of Formula One for 2025. Supercomputer predicts shocking Red Bull defeat in 2025. According to predictions by top offshore sportsbooks, the Red Bull team, which has dominated the scene in recent years, is about to face defeat in the Constructors' Championship, despite Max Verstappen's solid lead in the driver's standings. The supercomputer, which analyzes a vast amount of data and statistics, suggests that McLaren is poised to overtake Red Bull and win the Constructors' title for the first time in 26 years. This prediction is based on the inconsistent form of Sergio Perez and the impressive performance of McLaren duo Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, who have shown strength in recent races. The team, known for its aggressive strategy and technical innovation, has been a dominant force, but now it looks like the picture is changing. The supercomputer predicts that, although Verstappen will probably retain the driver's title with a lead of more than 100 points over Lando Norris by the end of 2024, McLaren will overtake Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship by a margin of 21 points in the final race in Abu Dhabi. This prediction puts a spotlight on the importance of consistency and teamwork in F1. It's not enough to have the fastest driver. Success in the Constructors' Championship depends on the performance of both drivers and the team as a whole. McLaren, with its victories in Azerbaijan and the USA, and predictions of more triumphs, is demonstrating that it can be the new power to beat in the coming years. For Red Bull fans, this prediction may be disheartening, but for F1 enthusiasts in general, it adds an extra layer of excitement to the remaining races of the season. We still have a lot to talk about with the latest F1 news, but first I'd like to remind you to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more quality content like this. Liberty Media, sale of F1 shares to finance Moto GP acquisition. In a strategic move that is shaking up the world of motorsport, Liberty Media, the current holder of the commercial rights to Formula One, has announced the sale of a significant slice of its shares in F1, valued at $1.2 billion, to finance the acquisition of the broadcasting rights to Moto GP, the elite motorcycle racing series. This financial maneuver has raised questions about the future of Formula One and what it means for the fans, teams, and drivers involved in the sport. The sale of F1 shares by Liberty Media is not just a commercial transaction. It is a sign of a possible restructuring of the motorsport landscape. With the acquisition of Moto GP, Liberty Media expands its portfolio and strengthens its position as a powerhouse in the racing world. However, this also raises the possibility of a change in the company's focus, which could affect the way Formula One is managed and promoted in the future. Liberty Media has a track record of revitalizing Formula One since taking control in 2016, increasing viewership and digital engagement, and improving the fan experience. The concern now is whether the same energy and resources will be devoted to Formula One or whether Moto GP, which is now part of Formula One's stock tracking group, will receive more attention and investment. While the future remains uncertain, One thing is clear, Liberty Media is playing a great game of chess in the world of motorsport, and all eyes will be on how this strategy unfolds. Sauber faces Dutch advertising laws. Formula One Team Sauber, known this season as Stake F1 Team Sauber, has found itself in a high-speed dispute off the track, defying strict Dutch advertising laws. Under local law, the promotion of online gambling is partially prohibited, and the Dutch Gaming Authority has requested that Sauber omit the name of its main sponsor, the stake betting company, during the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort. The law in question aims to protect a vulnerable target group, mainly young people, from being exposed to illegal gambling advertising, a growing concern during major events such as Formula One. From January 1, 2023, high-risk online gambling operators can no longer advertise their offers in a non-targeted way, and from January 1, 2025, all sponsorship of sporting events will be banned. According to the F1 Mania website, despite the recommendations, Sauber remains firm in its position, planning to keep the stake F1 team name in Zandvoort. This decision could lead to action from the Dutch courts, which, although they do not have the authority to ban the use of the name, are able to impose sanctions, ranging from significant fines to the denial or revocation of licenses to operate legally in the country, as has happened in some cases reported by offending companies. New wind tunnel treadmill promises to revolutionize Ferrari performance. The new conveyor belt, with its rubberized surface, represents a significant leap forward in Ferrari's research capabilities. The reason is simple: ground effect cars generate more downforce the closer they can get to the conveyor belt. With the old metal track, there was a risk of damaging the scale model by seeking the minimum distance from the ground. Now, with innovative wear-resistant materials, Ferrari can carry out more precise and detailed tests, simulating real racing conditions with greater fidelity. This upgrade allows the team to explore new aerodynamic frontiers, especially at a time when Formula One is preparing for the 2025 season. With the ability to test the car's behavior at different angles and simulate cornering performance, Ferrari is positioned to develop a car that is not only fast in a straight line, but also exceptionally agile and stable on twisty circuits. This update points to an almost obsessive desire on the part of the Italian team to win the world title in the coming years. Williams and Holland. Upgrades could define team's future this season. With significant upgrades planned for the FW46, the team hopes not only to improve its performance on the track, but also to solidify its position in the championship. Team boss James Vowles highlighted the importance of the upcoming changes, especially in reducing the weight of the car, which could be a critical factor in competing more closely with rival teams. The team, which currently occupies 9th place in the Constructors' Championship, sees the Dutch Grand Prix as a turning point, which could transform its fortunes in the 2024 season and bode well for the 2025 season, when it will feature the British team's new star, Carlos Sainz. The Formula One fan community is eager to see how the upgrades will translate into speed and efficiency on the track. Let us know what you think about the news so far. And if you haven't yet liked the video and subscribed to the channel, do so now so you don't miss out on the latest Formula One news. Also, don't forget to comment on the content itself, so that we can improve our work for you more and more.